Hi there, folks. It's Jonathan Denwood here from WP-Tonic. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what is the best course platform for you, the creator, if you're looking to build a membership course-based business based on your community and your knowledge. There's a load of solutions out there. At WP-Tonic, we've got a ton of experience with all of them. I'm sure I've got enough knowledge to really help you in your choice at the beginning of 2025. I'll be back in a few moments, folks. So I'm coming back, folks. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the best platform to help you build a thriving membership course business if you're a creator, online influencer in the beginning of 2025. And I think there's two basic buckets here, or you could say there's three buckets here, but there's two main choices you've got to start off with. Am I going to use a SaaS-based online platform, software as a service, or am I going to use WordPress, which drives about 43 to 45% of all websites at the beginning of 2025, and use a plugin system to provide the platform for my membership and students. So they're the two main choices. There's a sub choice that I'm going to go through this in this video, but they're the main two choices you've got. Now, I'm going to make it clear here at WP-Tonic, we're a WordPress hosting provider, but I think it's really down to you which of these two buckets you go with. What you need to get from me is what are the main benefits, pros and cons of the choices that I'm going to discuss in this video. I also want to point out I'm getting no affiliate income from this video at all. These are my honest personal views in this video. So let's start off with the SaaS, software solutions. There's a lot of them out there. They're in the market, and it's aiming at different niches of the market, but there's probably over a dozen of these software as a service platforms that you could choose from. I think, based on my experience, that there's clearly three leaders, and I'm going to quickly go through them now. So I think number one is Kajabi. Kajabi is been around for over half a dozen years. I think they've got about from 3,000 to 6,000 users of their platform. It's seen as one of the leaders. It's a all-embracing Swiss Army knife solution. It is fully featured. It does also combine video hosting as part of the package. You don't have to buy a third-party package to host the videos on. They do provide that as part of the package. And it comes with quiz builder, website builder, course builder. Um, I wouldn't say the most sophisticated marketing automation, but if you're starting out, should be more than sufficient to get you going. It does have some community building elements, which I'm going to talk about later in this video. But they really push how simple it is to start building. I don't agree with that. It's really very dependent on your prior knowledge. Have you built websites? Have you done any kind of online marketing? Um, they do provide a lot of good quality support training materials on the platform, but it is not the most simplest platform to start off with if you've got no prior knowledge of building websites or online marketing. They would refute that, but that's my honest opinion. The other point is it's not it's not the best value out there, in my opinion. Yes, it's stable, it does the job, it comes with a lot of functionality, but it is not the cheapest. The prices I'm going to quote in this video are all month to month prices. They have a Kickstarter plan that starts at around $79. I think that if you're going to spend the time building out and getting the kind of solution you're looking for, you're going to have to go for the next plan up, which is the basic. And that's about around $150, $149 a month. Like I say, it is not the best value solution out there, but you're going to have to make a choice. Are there other solutions that are more flexible that offer better value, or do I really like what they are providing? On to the next one, which is Podia. Podia is very similar to Kajabi, but is less powerful, less feature rich. Um, they don't provide video hosting as part of the package. You've got to find a third party to host your videos with. Vimeo is one of the main ones out there. So you've got to bolt that cost on. They've got a plan that starts around $40, and they've got two plans. Got one plan around $40, and I think the other plan is 79 to $89. They've been changing their pricing structures quite a bit recently. They used to take a percentage of all sales on the cheaper plan, but they've dropped that. I think they also offered a free plan, which you took a very large chunk of each sale that you took out. I don't think that was that successful, and they've dropped that. So they don't offer a so-called free plan that really wasn't free, if you understand what I mean. Um, what I would say, it does provide a website builder, it does provide quiz, some level of marketing automation. Everything they provide isn't as quite as good as Kajabi, but it's not bad either. So I don't want to give the impression, but its biggest strength is it's a lot easier to set up. It is a lot more simpler. They also provide a lot of support, online documentation, video training. Is it as good as Kajabi? I leave that to you. I think both do a pretty good job in trying to get you up and running as quickly as possible. But in my opinion, Podio is a lot more easier. It doesn't it doesn't have all the swings and roundabouts as Kajabi. But the problem of having so much functionality, if you keep adding stuff to a platform, the interface becomes very busy, and you just end up with an enormous amount of options, and it can be difficult for beginners to really get going. But it's I think any company that's providing a platform like that, it's always, they've got to provide value, but if they keep adding things, they know it makes the platform more complicated. On to the last one, and that's LearnWorlds. LearnWorlds is its marketing and pitching is more aimed at the professional market, at companies and non-profits or associations. It has the kind of its verbiage seems to be kind of pitched there. But when you look at the functionality you get, it's pretty impressive. That they really actually it's more powerful than Kajabi, actually, in my opinion. They start with a plan at $29. It's cut down quite a bit, cut down in my more than Kajabi's Kickstarter. Um, you really got to go for the next plan up, which is $99. It's still a fair bit cheaper than Kajabi. The interface and they they are offering even more functionality, in my opinion, than Kajabi. And that's a great thing, but it has the consequence where you've got a lot to learn. There's a lot of options. You know, a lot of those options you probably don't need to utilize, but you end up with the interface. It is a modern interface. In some ways, I prefer it than Kajabi. Um, but the power you get with the platform is quite impressive. It's also got a really good community side, which I'm going to talk about later, and it has an app. Most of those that I've talked about, I'm not sure about Podio, but Kajabi has an app as well. Um, yeah, they're you're not going to go too far wrong with either three of these. You just got to make your mind up, you know, what you're really specifically looking for. But I have hopefully laid out what are some of the major things that you've got to consider with these three solutions. On to the next bucket, as I call it, which is WordPress. So you've utilized WordPress, you've probably got a couple of WordPress websites, you like the platform, you like because it offers you more ownership of your content and it's very, very flexible. There's an enormous amount of choice of design, themes, blah, blah, blah. It's right. You got to get a hosting provider. Look at WP-Tonic. Um, but it's a great solution. So, what are some of the key players here? Well, I wouldn't go with a membership plugin. Um, I say that, well, there's a caveat to this. I would look at a learning management system plugin on Word if you're going to use WordPress. And there's three main choices. There's Lifter LMS, Learn Dash, and Tutor LMS. They're the three main choices. I've got to be honest with you, I don't think there's a lot of difference between these three. They're all really very good. I think I would go if you're starting out on your journey and you're individual a creator, influencer, I would go with Lifter LMS. It's got an inbuilt subscription element to it. All you ha They provide a free version of the plugin that provides amazing value, and you can buy one of their pro packages or you can buy an individual add-on model. They do provide that, and one of those individual add-ons is to connect your courses with Stripe so you can take subscriptions, and that's around $130 a year, not not a month, a year. So there's enormous value proposition there. And with just the Stripe add-on, you can build a course business and bolt it onto your existing WordPress powered website, and you're going to be very happy. Now, with the other two, Lifter NMS and Tutor, you're going to have to either utilize a membership plugin with it or you're going to have to use WooCommerce. I'm not going to overstress it because it's not that difficult, but it is a little bit more complicated. Um, but they're both equally great solutions. So, like I say, I don't think you're going to go too far with any of those three. But if I was you, starting out as a creator, looking for the most powerful and simplistic system to get started with, I would look at Lifter LMS. Now, the third one is a subcategory because it's a mixture of software as a service and WordPress solutions. So it's a third bucket, but not quite. What I mean that you want to take memberships, you want to take subscriptions, you want to but you also want to build a community. Maybe you built a community on Slack, Discourse. You built something on a community on Facebook using Facebook groups. You might have moved over to Discord, but these are all platforms that you really don't own. And you really want to invest even more time, energy, and money on building a real community that you really control and own. For that to be achieved, you're going to have to utilize a SaaS solution built for that or WordPress. Now, in this, there's a lot of solutions out there, but to my mind, there's two leading SaaS solutions, and I'm also going to talk quickly about a third one. And there's two clear WordPress solutions. Now, in the SaaS, there's Mighty Networks. It's been around quite a while. It started as a social, um, like a competitor to Facebook, and that it started before Facebook or Twitter or any of the social media platforms. But then it died down a bit, and they did a pivot, and they pivoted it to provide a community-based platform where you got the essence of a group dynamics like you get with Facebook groups combined with a forum. If you ever been on a forum online, they combine the two together with an app, with push and pull notification. That this kind of combination with courses and subscription. It's a quite mature platform. Some of the criticism that I've voiced about Kajabi and Learn Worlds, this is on steroids with Mighty Networks. You've got so many bloody options. Um, it it's dependent on your experience with these type of platforms. Also, if you want a totally white labeled app without all their marketing all over it, it is very expensive. Um, and their pricing starts at around $99 a month, and goes up quite quickly. Um, got no problems with it. Um, yeah, that's what I would say about that. The other one is Circle. Circle, they went a slightly different direction. It's kind of, they really kind of pushed it where you already got Oh, that's the thing I need to say. With Mighty Networks, you can build your own website on it. It's okay. I can tell a Mighty Network website a mile off, but I'm in this business, so take that for what it's worth, basically. When it comes to Circle, they've gone a different model. It's actually got a better UX design than Mighty Networks because that's one of the weaknesses, in my opinion, with Mighty Networks. It's got a much more modern, polished interface, but they've gone on the model where you would put this on a subdomain. You would have your website built on WordPress, Wix, or any of these page website building platforms, and you would have Circle as a separate entity on a subdomain, and they would log in, and that the courses and the community elements would be available on the subdomain. You know, either you can go with that or you don't like that idea, but when it comes to the actual functionality, it works well. Its prices are very similar to Mighty Networks. Actually, they're a little bit more expensive. Um, yeah, great platforms. The third one is more controversial, and it's entered the market. It started in 1990. When did it start? About 4 or 5 years ago, sorry. Um, but it's only recently, about the last 18 months, that it's really gained traffic because it got a leading course in YouTube influencer to invest a ton of money into it. Um, and it's called School. And you see a lot of influencers on YouTube really plugging this. I've got problems with it. It's not with the actual technical side of the platform. It's not as sophisticated or Circle or Mighty Networks, but that to a lot of people, that's a bonus, not a negative. My problem with it is that they use a multi-layer marketing methodology to try and push this thing. And I have problems with that. And I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get into trouble, but some of the people that invested in this platform, I have problems with them as well. So if that doesn't bother you, and a lot of people it doesn't, have a look at it. So they only have one price model, $99, but they also take a bit of change from every cell. I think that's negotiable depending on how big your community is, but I wouldn't recommend it for the reasons that I've outlined. The last solution um, is WordPress, and there's really two. There's Buddy Boss, and there's a new player that's gaining traction, and that's Fluent Community. Buddy Boss, great platform, offers a lot of functionality, but in the WordPress world, it's very similar to Mighty Networks. It provides all this functionality, but it's a bit of a beast. And that's the same with Mighty Networks. It provides a load of functionality, but it's a bit of a beast, as I would say. So there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to configure, there's a lot to set up. That Mighty Networks would refute my statement there, but I would point out there's a whole sub-community of implementers that will set everything up for you, and they do quite well. And so if it was that damn easy, why would there be a whole community of people that set it up for you? And that applies to Kajabi as well. So keep that in mind. But the same thing applies with Buddy Boss. It's a beast. It really needs good hosting. I would say, as long as you get really good hosting that specialize and understand the requirements of Buddy Boss, you're going to be fine. They also provide a extra service, which I would advise you only to get from Buddy Boss, where they build an app and it's totally white labeled. And compared to the SaaS solution for Mighty Networks or Circle, it's a lot cheaper, and it works really well. Um, so, beast. Fluent Community, I compare it to school or some of the more simpler community focused platforms. You get all the core functionality that you're looking for, and yeah, it works really well. Buddy Boss is around $300 a year, but if you're looking for the app, that will probably cost you about $200 per month, plus a couple $1,000 to get it set up and customized to a certain level that you're happy with. But the benefit is it's totally white labeled. If you went to Mighty Networks and you wanted a fully custom app on their platform and white label, it starts at $20,000. Can you see the big difference here, guys? Fluent doesn't have app functionality, but what it provides, it you just got to look at both. If you're looking to build on WordPress, and make your choice of what the things that are really important to you. I've written an article that goes into this in even more detail, got all the links, got all the prices, and it's got some additional possibilities, options for you. You'll find the link to that article in the video description. If you've got any questions, just put them in the comments. If it's a genuine question, I will answer it personally. And subscribe to the channel. That really shows YouTube that I'm doing something right. I'll see you soon, folks. Bye.